Hi guys, my name is Escarla. Welcome back to my channel. I am so grateful to have you guys here. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm basically keeping track of my crafting journey. You'll see a lot of knitting, fibery content, DIYs, upcycling, ideas, all sorts of artsy-fartsy stuff here. This video will be about Clue 3 of Stephen West's Geogradient Mystery Knit-Along Shawl. And this week was a little bit of a more busy one. To be clear, I am filming on November 1st. It is Wednesday, and this video will be going live today. So, baby girl is a little delayed. So to fill you in, 2 weekends ago I went to New York. That also happened to be the weekend that Clue 3 was released. So it was a little bit chaotic because I was already trying to play catch up with Clue 2. And obviously when you're around people, you're out and about, you're not really knitting. This isn't the most travel-friendly project, I will say, because you're kind of juggling 4 balls of yarn and this thing that's growing and becoming ginormous. So knitting really only happened while I was on the train. I didn't really intend to go to Rhinebeck this year, but since I was already going to be in the city, I figured I might as well go and take advantage of, being there. I got some footage throughout the day. I filmed on my phone, but I kind of gave up maybe a couple hours into it. I was pretty overstimulated. I mean, it's always super crowded and there's so much to see. It was also raining, so there was just a lot going on and it kind of made it hard to focus on filming and getting good shots. Also, to be honest, I'm still like a little bit nervous to film in public and deal with people staring at me. So hopefully that's a fear I am learning to get over. But the weather always seems to be pretty random for Rhinebeck weekend, but you can pretty much always expect really pretty fall foliage. This year it was really rainy and cool. It wasn't like pouring rain, which is nice. Otherwise that would have been kind of annoying. I did hear some drama about woolen folk that happened on Friday. I think it was raining much harder on Friday. And apparently that festival was held like kind of at the edge of a hill or something, and it was just a hot mess. I'm not fully informed on that, but I did see that happened and I was just like, uh-oh.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Perfect.
Anyway, Rhinebeck was great. We didn't have any of those issues. We got there bright and early to take advantage of the wool barn and stash something yummy. It's always pretty slim pickings if you get there too late. So we made sure to get there before the festival opened, and we actually had to wait to get in. If you've been to Rhinebeck, you know there's that main entrance with the big like barn that's super like Instagrammable. Normally I go in through that way, but this year we came in another side, and it was super quick to get in. So I actually highly recommend entering through another part of the festival that isn't that main barn because you're just able to get there quicker. But yeah, I ended up meeting up with Taylor E. Owen from the YouTube sphere here. I know a few of you came from her channel, so please comment down below and write Tay if you came from Taylor's channel. I didn't really fully care what I bought. I just wanted to make sure that I got a fleece that I've never worked with. I got there a few minutes after Taylor did, so she had already picked out a couple of fleeces. We were going to split a lamb's fleece, but then I fell in love with this jet black Shetland fleece that was just super beautiful. I've never worked with Shetland. I know it's extra work to process, but I figured it would be a really fun process to document and to, learn something new. I'm sure later in the year we will get into spinning this beauty. This is the fleece. So this is a, just so you guys know, this is a 3-pound Shetland fleece. It cost me about $86. And yeah, I'll put more details on the screen. Let's find like a good lock. But that was my first purchase of the day, and yeah, I'm really excited to get that scoured and washed and start the processing of that. I really haven't been spinning very much the past few months, but it seems like the winter is when I'm most excited to spin. It's just so cozy and warm, and it's just really hard to spin when you're hot in the summer. But anyway, so I bought that. After I kind of caught up with Taylor, got my fleece, we just kind of aimlessly wandered about. I didn't really have anything specific that I wanted to purchase. There's always like a couple of things that I would be happy to get, but I try not to consume too much personally. I have a lot of yarn and spinning fiber and a lot of things already at home that I need to work on, so I try not to accumulate too much. Sometimes I get carried away if I get too excited, or if I'm visiting a new yarn shop or something like that, I might buy like a skein or two of yarn. But yeah, I didn't end up buying very much. This was the first year that I literally bought 3 things. We wandered through all of the barns and looked at everything, and I brushed upon this place that was selling, is this called Angelina? It's like this, I'll show you guys a close-up, but it's this beautiful glittery goodness that I thought would be fun to experiment with. So I'm thinking of buying a blending board this year, or making one so that I can make like bats for spinning. I only have my carders, and you can do it that way, but it's definitely more time consuming. So yeah, I want to get a blending board at some point soon and experiment with mixing some of this glittery goodness. I also have a ton of yarn scraps that I've saved for the past like 4 years, and that could become something. So yeah, a lot of exciting things to come, to say the least. I think I'm getting a little carried away. But yeah, I bought this stuff, and then the last thing I bought was this really cute frog felting kit from I'll put the name on the screen. I honestly am so awful with names. I went to their booth last year for the first time. I don't know how I missed them the year before that, but they sell the cutest freaking felting kits ever. Like, they have all these cute little gnomes. They do a Rhinebeck gnome of the year every year, so every year you can actually buy a kit and then make it, and then you can have your little Rhinebeck gnome collection. Last year I did buy one of the gnomes. I still haven't made it. Shh. But this year I bought another one. I got a frog because it was super cute, and I thought it could keep the gnome company whenever I get to that. That's definitely something else I want to film for the channel. I've never done felting before. I have all the supplies and everything to do it, so something else to look forward to. But yeah, we just kind of wandered around without any really true intentions. We just kind of went where our heart was being pulled to. Were you human before this? I was most excited about getting my freaking Brussels sprouts fix. If you're a veggie girl like me, you would definitely love the Brussels Boys truck. I think that's what it's called. It's so good. It's kind of expensive. I mean, not kind of, it is expensive. It's like $15 for Brussels sprouts, which is kind of outrageous, but it's just delicious. It's like deep fried Brussels sprouts, and then they put this garlic aioli on it, and it's just like chef's kiss. Delicious. I think about it every year. So honestly, when I went to Rhinebeck, what I was most excited for was the Brussels sprouts, and then just getting to be in like a fall environment. I really wanted to try the apple cider donuts from there. I hear really good things, but the line was so long, and there was just no way I was gonna stand in line for a donut. We actually ended up going into the town of Rhinebeck and just kind of wandering around a bit, and I got my apple cider donut and hot apple cider drink fix, which is just like the epitome of fall for me. So that was really lovely. I love feeling like festive and in the season. What else? Yeah, we stayed until around 1-ish and wandered about, and then we left. Ultimately, Rhinebeck was really fun, but it was very busy. I hope you enjoyed those little clips from Rhinebeck. It was a really good time, even though it was a little bit overcrowded for me. The rest of the weekend, I just spent hanging out with my mom and with some friends, and then I headed back home where I finally got to start knitting on Clue 3, so I was a few days late to start on that one. Once I got back home Sunday night, I was just like super exhausted. Monday, it was just full on work mode. I've been working really hard lately, like I mentioned. It feels like I have a day and a night job. I probably work at least 12 hours a day, it feels, with doing YouTube. So yeah, I don't know. Time just kind of escaped me. And the weekend came back around and I was thrown into another slew of different events going on. I went to a wedding. I went to the Renaissance Fair. And yeah, so all that to say, knitting time has been few and far between this past couple of weeks.
Pass? Our word isn't good enough to rest a murder case on. What the hell are we gonna do? I can't sit in the room with those creepy ass dead-eyed.
Here to catch up with you guys. As you can see, this was Clue 3. As you can see, this was Clue 2, and I am doing Clue 3 now, which is basically a big triangle that's just decreasing. Clue 4 was released like 6 days ago, and I haven't even watched the video for it yet. I am now going to show you where I am at. I finished one side and cast that off, and right now I am working on starting the other side. So we're quite behind. Clue 4, I have no idea what Clue 4 is. I don't know how involved it's gonna be, but your girl's behind. And to quote one of my favorite knitting YouTubers here on the YouTubes, his channel name is Knit365. I am fully team embrace your pace at this point. So I'm sorry that this week's update doesn't really have a completed Clue 3. My plan is to knit as much as I can this coming weekend. I should have a decent amount of chill time, not as much as I would want. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you watching until the end. Tune in next week for hopefully a mostly finished MKAL. At this point, the MKAL is over, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to working on other projects and documenting other things that are not just this shawl. Check me out on Instagram as Starseed Creations for more daily stories and updates. And until then, take care of yourself and have fun crafting. Bye.